Imagine being the best in the game and still facing a rising star who could challenge your reign one day. That's exactly the scenario for Patrick Mahomes as he prepares for his next divisional showdown against Justin Herbert. Mahomes knows what's at stake, and he's not taking this matchup lightly. But here's the question. What does Patrick Mahomes really think about Justin Herbert? Is he threatened by this young quarterback, or does he see him as just another player to beat? Let's hear everything from Mahomes himself as the Chiefs prepare for a crucial battle against the LA Chargers.
Hey, man. I've played for a long time, man. I just stay away from those big hits. I learned early. You gotta stay away from them.
Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert have been at the center of one of the most exciting rivalries in the AFC West. Herbert, who was drafted by the Los Angeles Chargers in 2020, immediately impressed with his arm strength, accuracy, and ability to make plays under pressure. Mahomes, a Super Bowl champion and MVP, quickly took notice. In press conferences, Mahomes has been vocal about his respect for Herbert. He throws some passes that I don't think anyone can throw in this league, Mahomes recently said. Coming from Mahomes, who is known for making seemingly impossible throws, this is high praise. But what exactly does Mahomes mean by that? Let's get into the specific aspects of Herbert's game that stand out to the Chiefs' superstar. When it comes to raw arm strength, Herbert is in a league of his own. He's got a cannon for an arm, Mahomes said. During a Week 6 press conference, Herbert mentioned how he learned a lot from their Monday night matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. The game didn't go as planned for the Chargers, but Herbert is focused on growth and improvement. We learned a lot from that game, Herbert said. The Cowboys are a strong team and we need to tighten up some areas, especially on offense. One of those key lessons, the importance of making big plays downfield. Even when things aren't going right, Herbert has the ability to launch the ball 60 or 70 yards with pinpoint accuracy. Isn't it surreal? Mahomes has acknowledged that this aspect of Herbert's game is something every quarterback craves. Mahomes himself is no stranger to incredible throws, often hitting receivers in tight windows. Yet, Herbert's ability to do the same, especially in critical moments, makes their matchup so compelling. Mahomes knows that when he's up against Herbert, it's not just about outplaying him, it's about matching his ability to stretch the field. Have you ever seen a quarterback make a throw that left you speechless? Now, this is something Herbert is known for. Despite being only a few years into his career, Herbert has shown immense maturity and calm in high-pressure situations. During his press conference, Herbert talked about how the team needs to improve and move forward after a tough loss. There's no panic in his voice, just focus and determination to be better. Mahomes, known for keeping his cool in tense moments, sees a lot of himself in Herbert in this regard. Both quarterbacks understand that football is a team sport and that leadership means showing up every day, ready to work. Mahomes has praised Herbert for how he leads his team, even when things aren't going well, which is a sign of a great quarterback. What do you think separates good quarterbacks from great quarterbacks? The rivalry between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers has grown in recent years. But why? It's largely due to the matchups between Mahomes and Herbert. Every time these two teams meet, it feels like the game could go either way. In fact, majority of their matchups have been decided by few scores. Herbert has mentioned that these games against the Chiefs are always an incredible opportunity to showcase what his team can do. He holds a deep respect for Mahomes, saying in a recent interview that he admires how Mahomes can extend plays, make off-platform throws, and always seem to find a way to win. Herbert knows that in order to beat the Chiefs, he needs to be at his best, and that's exactly what Mahomes thinks too. Mahomes, in turn, acknowledges that facing Herbert is always a challenge. Both quarterbacks push each other to perform at the highest level. This fuels their competitive drive. Mahomes has spoken about how Herbert's ability to keep games close forces him to elevate his own performance. Could this be one of the best quarterback rivalries in the NFL right now? Mahomes has also pointed out that one of the key factors in their matchups is the role of the Chiefs' defense. Herbert himself acknowledged in his press conference that the Chiefs' defense is young but highly effective. Led by Steve Spagnuolo, they are known for their aggressive pass rush and ability to force turnovers. Here's something interesting. Herbert specifically mentioned that players like Chris Jones, who can rush from multiple spots on the field, make it difficult to get into a rhythm. Mahomes understands this all too well. Having faced the same defense in practice every week, he knows how disruptive they can be. Then, both quarterbacks share a similar mindset when it comes to overcoming adversity. Herbert talked about how he still thinks about missed throws from past games, even dating back to 4 or 5 years ago. That's the level of perfectionism that elite quarterbacks like Mahomes and Herbert possess. Every throw, every decision, every play is analyzed and scrutinized. But Mahomes also knows the importance of moving on and focusing on the next play. This is something Herbert has learned throughout his career. Mistakes are part of the game, but worrying about them won't help. Both quarterbacks have developed the mental toughness needed to move past errors and stay focused on the ultimate goal: winning. How do you think quarterbacks like Mahomes and Herbert stay mentally sharp, even after tough losses? This is something we all need to learn. Curious about what's next? The Chargers prepare to face the Chiefs in Week 7. Herbert and his team know they have a tough challenge ahead. In his press conference, Herbert mentioned how they're working on improving execution, especially after the disappointing performance against the Cowboys in Week 6. "We had opportunities to win that game, but we didn't capitalize," Herbert admitted. "Against a team like the Chiefs, we can't afford to miss those chances." The Chiefs, coming off a mini-bye, will be well-rested and ready for the divisional matchup. Herbert is right. The Chiefs, led by Mahomes, don't give second chances. If the Chargers want to win, they need to play nearly fearless football. Herbert knows well about how games against the Chiefs always require extra focus and preparation. These are the games that can define a season, especially with both teams battling for control of the AFC West. Herbert emphasized the importance of trusting his offensive line and running backs to establish the ground game, something that will be crucial against the Chiefs' aggressive defense. Mahomes, on the other hand, will be looking to maintain the Chiefs' dominance in the division. Herbert and the Chargers are one of the few teams capable of matching the Chiefs in terms of talent and execution. It's why every matchup between these two quarterbacks feels like a playoff game. Will the Chargers be able to take down the Chiefs in Week 7? Or will Mahomes continue his dominance? With Week 7 ahead, the eyes are on the matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. It's not just another regular season game. This is a battle for supremacy in the AFC West. Herbert has shown time and time again that he can compete with the best. What do you think? Can Herbert finally topple Mahomes and the Chiefs? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Curious about what's next? Mahomes has always been respectful toward his fellow quarterbacks, and when it comes to Herbert, it's no different. In past interviews, Mahomes has praised Herbert for his talent, calling him one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. But let's not forget, this is football, and competition is fierce. Mahomes isn't just throwing out compliments, he's sizing up his competition. He knows Herbert is a threat, and that's why he's taking this game seriously. But here's where Mahomes has the upper hand: experience. While Herbert is still relatively new to the league, Mahomes has already been to multiple Super Bowls and won MVP awards. He's been tested in ways that Herbert hasn't, yet. But don't count Herbert out. This young quarterback has shown time and time again that he can rise to the occasion. In fact, some of his best performances have come against top-tier teams like the Chiefs. That's exactly what makes this matchup so intriguing. Both Mahomes and Herbert have the ability to light up the scoreboard, but who will come out on top this time? For Mahomes, this game isn't just about beating Herbert. It's about maintaining the Chiefs' dominance in the AFC West. A loss to the Chargers would not only give Herbert a confidence boost, but also shake up the division standings. Mahomes is well aware of what's at stake, and he's preparing accordingly. Herbert knows that beating Mahomes would be a statement win for the Chargers. "We're going into this game with the mindset that we can win," Herbert said. "We've got the talent, and we've got the drive. Now it's about execution." But here's the thing. Herbert isn't just thinking about this one game. He's thinking long-term. He wants to be the guy who eventually dethrones Mahomes as the top quarterback in the AFC West. That might not happen overnight, but Herbert's determination is clear. He's studying Mahomes, learning from his successes, and preparing to take his game to the next level. Herbert's confidence is growing, and he's clearly eager for the challenge. But confidence alone won't be enough. The Chargers need to step up in all phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams, if they want to leave Kansas City with a win. Let's take a closer look at how Mahomes prepares for a divisional game like this one. Mahomes is known for his meticulous preparation and study of his opponents. He watches endless hours of film, not just of his own performance, but of his rivals as well. When asked about Herbert, Mahomes said, "I've watched a lot of his games. He's smart, he's patient, and he doesn't get rattled easily. That makes him dangerous." Now let's talk about the current dynamics of this rivalry. Mahomes has faced many quarterbacks in his career, but there's something different about facing a divisional rival like Herbert. Every game against the Chargers feels like it means just a little more. The intensity ramps up when these two quarterbacks go head-to-head. Herbert, for his part, isn't intimidated by the spotlight. In fact, he seems to thrive in these high-pressure situations. During his press conference, Herbert was asked about what it's like to go up against someone of Mahomes' caliber. His response: "It's exciting. He's one of the best, and it's always fun to compete against the best." This mutual respect between Mahomes and Herbert is refreshing, but make no mistake, both players want to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to come out on top. Mahomes knows that Herbert is coming for him, and Herbert knows that Mahomes isn't going to give up his throne easily. But here's the key difference between these two quarterbacks: experience. Mahomes has been in the league longer, and he's seen it all. He's faced adversity, come back from deficits, and led his team to Super Bowl victories. Herbert, while incredibly talented, is still in the process of building that resume. He's close, but not quite there yet. That's what makes this Week 7 matchup so exciting. It's not just a game, it's a glimpse into the future of the NFL. Mahomes is the present, but Herbert might just be the future. Do you agree? The real question is, how long will it take for Herbert to catch up to Mahomes? Can he do it this season? Or will Mahomes continue to dominate the AFC West for years to come? Can't wait to hear from you in the comments below. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates and in-depth analysis. Your support helps us keep you informed on these mesmerizing records. Until next time.